Every great club is built on the strength of its leaders, but strong leadership doesn't happen by chance. It comes from recognizing potential, providing support, and bringing in new members who can carry the mission forward. In today's session, we'll explore how to identify leadership potential in current members, encourage involvement without burnout, and recruit new members with the club's long-term success in mind. These ideas are a starting place to help ensure your club's next chapter is led with confidence, purpose, and sustainability. Identifying leadership potential in Sertoma members, or any volunteer organization really, requires observing things like behavioral traits and engagement patterns. This includes watching for things like participation frequency. Members who consistently attend meetings, service projects, and events are often more committed. Proactivity. Watch for those who step up to organize activities, offer solutions, or volunteer for tasks without being asked. Problem-solving mindset. People who focus on solutions rather than just identifying problems often have leadership potential. Listening as much as they speak. Notice who engages respectfully in discussions and considers others' ideas. Responsibility under pressure. Look for those who stay calm and effective when challenges arise. Inclusivity. People who actively include quieter members in discussions often have the interpersonal skills needed for leadership roles. And natural influence. Sometimes a member doesn't hold a formal title, but still motivates others, shapes opinions, or inspires action. What other qualities can we look for in potential leaders? Now that we know what to watch for it. Identify people in your club who would take on this responsibility. Make sure that they can be impartial and aren't just choosing their friends. Start a leadership observation journal during meetings or events. Notice who stands out in these categories and others, especially noting any positive patterns over time. This helps make identifying potential more objective and less about personal bias. Then, set up a time to share these findings with those charged with cultivating your leaders. And finally, start the process of incorporating them into leadership roles. We'll share a bit more about this in just a second. Does your club currently do anything like this? Now that we've identified potential leaders in Sertoma, the next step is helping them step into action without feeling pressured. The key is inspiration, empowerment, and gradual involvement. First, inspire them through purpose. Highlight how leaders have made a difference in your club and how they can be a part of that legacy. Help them see how leadership aligns with what they care about: service, connection, growth, or community impact. 2. Use recognition. A simple, "I've noticed your commitment and leadership potential," can be deeply motivating. 3. Empower them through trust and support. Let them lead a small project or initiative that matters to them and give them a mentor who can help support and motivate them throughout that process. 4. Keep communication open. Don't just make the ask and get them to say yes. Check in regularly, not just to assign tasks, but to ask how they're feeling about their role. This builds trust and prevents burnout or hesitation. Lastly, emphasize community. Emphasize that leadership in Sertoma isn't about doing everything alone. It's about working together to serve others. People are more likely to step up when they see that their individual skills and personality are valued and seen, and that these skills can be used to serve the larger club and community. Sustaining engagement and leadership development are key. We don't want to get them on the leadership ladder only for them to get burned out quickly before they can serve in higher levels of service or maybe even disengage completely. Balancing enthusiasm with healthy boundaries helps members stay committed long term. Here's some things we should keep in mind. First, don't overload your best people. Spread tasks around and avoid asking the same members to take on everything. Rotate roles so that everyone gets a chance to lead and rest. Most of all, don't pressure anyone to say yes, and don't assign someone to do something just because they're new or they're not there that day. I mean, how many of us have had that happen in our clubs, or even to us? Encourage breaks. Remind members it's okay to step back after a busy project. Taking a break doesn't mean stepping away from the mission. It actually can help them come back refreshed. Keep things fun and social. Not every gathering needs to be about work or meetings. Mix in social events, celebrations, or lighthearted activities that build connection and joy. Remember, no is a complete sentence. Full stop. Start and end meetings on time and be realistic about what volunteers can do. Encourage people to say no when they're stretched too thin. Respect their boundaries. Check in regularly. Ask how people are doing, not just what they're doing. Sometimes a quick, genuine conversation can prevent burnout before it happens. And number 6, appreciate and recognize. A sincere thank you, a quick shout out at a meeting, or a note in a newsletter can make people feel valued and keep spirits high. This appreciation shouldn't just come from the president either. What are some ways your club shows or could show recognition and appreciation to your volunteers that you're trying to foster into future leaders? Take note of some ways you want to show appreciation and recognition in your club, starting today. Now keep in mind, strong clubs grow in both numbers and in leadership. By focusing on recruiting members with passion, initiative, and a commitment to service, we can build a future generation of Sertoma leaders. Giving new members meaningful opportunities early on helps them grow into roles that sustain and strengthen the club over time. So how can we do this? We can start by looking for potential, not just availability. Seek people who show initiative, reliability, and a service mindset, even when they're busy. Remember, differences strengthen sustainability. Invite people of different ages, careers, and backgrounds to help bring fresh ideas and connections. Have a clear path. Show them what growth looks like, from new member to project lead to officer to eventually mentor. Strong Sertoma storytelling. Use real examples of how Sertoma's projects change lives in your community. Build a culture that keeps people. Recognition, even small, helps people feel valued. Encourage balance and share responsibilities, linking back to your burnout prevention plan. Let new members lead small initiatives so that they see their ideas in action early on. And plan for succession, not replacement. Current officers should identify and informally mentor 1 or 2 members who might follow in their footsteps. Keep simple how-to notes for key club roles to keep leadership transitions easy, and make sure that they're in a central location where several members can access them at any time. You never know what's going to happen. To keep Sertoma thriving, we need to look for people who share our passion for service, bring fresh ideas, and are ready to make a difference. Future leaders are all around us, in our clubs, our communities, and our everyday connections. Here's where to start looking for the new members that can help get involved in your club and get started on that leadership development ladder. Number 1, local professionals and small business owners. They're often community-minded, connected, and interested in networking while doing good. 2, educators, healthcare workers, and public servants. They already have service-oriented mindsets that align with Sertoma's mission. 3, Chamber of Commerce or civic groups. Attend their meetings and network. Many people are looking for meaningful service outlets. 4th, colleges, universities, and technical schools. Partner with student organizations, communication programs, or service clubs to introduce Sertoma's mission. Young professional networks. Many cities have young leaders or junior civic groups. Collaborate or co-host service projects with them. 6th, collaborate with nonprofits or schools. Joint programs and projects can expose community leaders to Sertoma's works. Visibility often attracts people who share your values and leadership drive. And 7, families of members. Children, relatives, friends, or even colleagues of current Sertomans may already understand the club's values. When you find potential leaders, don't just ask them to join the club. Invite them to help with a cause or project first. Once they feel connected to the mission and people, membership often follows naturally. We want to share a quick exercise that you can do alone or with your club. You're going to identify actionable ways to engage each of the categories we just discussed. Remember, we're looking for ideas that could actually work in your community. Give yourself or your group 10 minutes to brainstorm ideas and ways to connect potential members to Sertoma from each of the 7 categories listed on the screen. You want to think broadly. What kind of events, volunteer opportunities, or collaborations could appeal to these groups anywhere you are? Write down these ideas and make a commitment to share them with other members if you're doing your exercise alone. And if you're doing it as a group, commit that you'll put at least one of them into action in the next 6 months. As we end today's session, remember that by spotting potential, supporting engagement, and recruiting thoughtfully, you can build a strong pipeline of leaders who will guide our clubs into the future. Take the tools and strategies from this session and put them into action. Your efforts today will ensure that your club continues to thrive, serve, and lead with purpose for years to come. As always, don't forget you can find a ton of other resources and trainings on this and other topics on the Sertoma Member Center at sertoma.org.